Welcome back, everyone. Yes, indeed. Some new tunes to greet us to the KBS Tech Talk. Yes, we're getting into some technology today. And of course, it's our pre show stream. So we kick back, we relax, and enjoy the crazy new tunes. Check it. Now, come on, that was different, right? You didn't expect that. You did not expect something like that. But yeah, KBS Tech Talks, they start here today. You know, I love the technology. Sometimes I trigger people with my optimistic view of all things technological. So today we're going to be talking about something that really I didn't think we'd be talking about this soon. Plug and play brain devices. And no, it's not the Neuralink. Which begs the question, why the big fanfare around Elon Musk? And you know I love him. But why the big fanfare around something that pretty much already exists? Now, we'll get into that in just a moment, but we're nice and quiet here just now, 30 people. Excuse me, let me go into the chat room. Check who's kicking around. And no, I'm okay, folks. It's okay. I'm fine. Just a cough. We've got King kicking about in there, and I know King. Nobody loves me anymore. My own Discord, it's been overthrown. There's been a coup, people. I'm just an imposter in my own Discord server now. I'm only joking, folks. I'm only joking. We've got Rose, we've got AJ, we've got Christina, Stavros, the Wookiee. Rick is kicking about in there, fellow Scotsman. Big shout out to you, bro. We've got Christina, the bearded traveller, fellow Glaswegian. Well, I'm not a Glaswegian. I just kind of bestowed Glaswegianness on myself there. After 5 years living here, bearded, did I get like some kind of dual citizenship? Scottish and Glaswegian? I'm just saying, dude, it's like a country in its own little world, isn't it? In a good way. My man, Spooky Andy. Spooky Andy, did you try to punk me just before we came on air here? I got a really strange call from some American car company saying I'd been in an automobile accident. There's your first kind of giveaway for somebody in the UK. We don't call cars automobiles. Very rarely. The American accent, it was another giveaway, so it didn't get far. I assume, maybe I'm wrong, but I assume it was Spooky Andy. Andy, you're going to like the topics today. Right up your street, brother. But if we get back in here right now. And yes, spanners are missing. We're shaking things up. You know, if some people view me and my guests as a shill as well, then really, I don't think there can be too many complaints when a spanner goes missing. But that said, let's get into today's stuff because brains, plug and play devices. It sounds like something you get a new peripheral for your PlayStation 4. A new keyboard, you know, you just plug it into the USB and it's ready to go. You don't have to install any drivers. It's just bada bing, bada boom, plug it in and away you go. So this whole plug and play terminology, immediately, it's a bit weird when you frame it in with the brain and that kind of talk. But that's the kind of headline that I was greeted by today. And it really got me thinking. And it should get everyone thinking, really, because Kevin McCairn came on the show and he highlighted this as well. That we had this big kind of carnival kind of press conference thing with Elon Musk and his pigs, and the fact that we could hear them basically using their nose to sniff out corn, right? That's basically what it was, I think, in the end of the day. It played funny little tunes, and it was to show you, or to let you listen to, neurons firing in real time. And he was making a big song and a dance about how eventually this will be able to help people that are maybe paralyzed. You know, people with other brain or cerebral kind of problems, neurological problems. And from that point of view, brilliant, right? But it's nothing new. Nothing new at all. And Kevin McCairn told us that. And I think Nano Girl, when she was in the show, and when she was on the stream, she kind of hinted at that as well. We were talking about this. I mean, what is it really all about? Because this kind of thing, as we're about to look at in a moment, it's nothing new at all. So I've got more to build onto the back of this as well, more tech news that'll take us up nicely to today's special guest. And today's special guest, oh, am I looking forward to this one? It is going to be, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, but I would imagine you all have done. 43 people, 46, you probably all got the alert, so the alerts are working well, thankfully, that's good. But today's show, we're going to have on Travis Short. Now, Travis and I have become really good kind of friends, working together with Bill Bean on Warrior Mode. And what we're going to be talking about tonight, as you can see, is a plethora of woo. So we're going to go from the tech on here to the woo with Travis at 10 p.m. UK, 5 p.m. East Coast, and that's 2 p.m. West Coast over on TFR or on the Disco. Okay? So, with that said, this is the headline that really got all of this going today. Check this out. First plug and play brain prosthesis demoed in a paralyzed person. So right away, this is why I'm sitting thinking to myself, why is it that Neuralink, and in particular the man behind it, Elon Musk, he's making such a song and a dance about something that when you looked at the presentation the other day, it was a glorified version of what we're about to learn about here. What is the bigger picture with that Neuralink, and what really is going on at this point? It's got my spidey senses. Now, I don't tend to go full conspiratorial. I don't. But when we take a look at some of the other stories I've got today, I provide, you decide. There's definitely something going on here. And listen, when it comes to somebody that's paralyzed, being able to get some kind of function restored, some improvement to their quality of life, then I'm the first one there to cheer this stuff on. And now I know that comes with the risk of all the other stuff, and we're big enough and we're smart enough to realise that. But I have to be optimistic when I see news like this, and this comes from the University of California. And it says, in a significant advance, the University of California, San Francisco, Wheel Institute for Neurosciences, researchers working towards a brain-controlled prosthetic limb have showed that machine learning techniques have helped an individual with paralysis learn to control a computer cursor using their brain activity without requiring extensive daily retraining, which has been a requirement of all the past computer or brain-computer interfaces. So here we see already, this one here has made a leap on previous brain-computer interfaces that are already out there and already kind of doing the same kind of stuff that Elon Musk is promising us with Neuralink. Now, I remember when he was on Joe Rogan as well, he gave us a totally different kind of perspective on what to expect with the Neuralink. He was talking about being able to literally replay memories in your mind where all of the sensory inputs that occurred and were recorded by your own mind at the time, they would be replayed in like 8K in your brain, like you were reliving that moment again. You'd be able to listen to music inside your head. You'd hear the phone going inside your head. Where was that when it came to the whole presentation that he made with the pigs? You see where there's something going on here somewhere? But back to this story here, because this is good news, right? How can it be bad news if we're going to be making breakthroughs where, like I say, we're improving people's lives, all right? So the BCI field has made great progress in recent years, but because existing systems have had to be reset and recalibrated every day, they haven't been able to tap into the brain's natural learning processes. It's like asking someone to learn to ride a bike over and over again from scratch. And that came from the study senior author, Karunesh Ganguly, MD, PhD 1, Mr. Ganguly, Professor Ganguly, no less, an associate professor in the University of California, San Francisco Department of Neurology. He says adapting an artificial learning system to work smoothly with the brain's sophisticated long-term learning schemes or schemas is something that has never been shown before in a person with paralysis. And the achievement of plug and play performance demonstrates the value of the so called ECOG electrode arrays for BCI applications. An ECOG array comprises a pad of electrodes about the size of a post-it note that is surgically placed onto the surface of the brain. They allow long-term stable recordings of neural activity and have been approved for seizure monitoring in epilepsy patients. Now, in contrast, past BCI efforts have used pincushion style arrays of sharp electrodes that penetrate the brain tissue for more sensitive recordings but tend to shift or lose signals over time. Now, in this case, the authors obtained an investigational device approval for long-term chronic implantation of ECOG arrays in paralyzed subjects to test their safety and efficiency as long-term stable BCI implants. I don't fancy being the person to test their safety. I really don't. And all joking aside, though, you compare that to what we've seen with Elon Musk, and I'll show you what one of these things looks like right here. Give me 2 seconds. Now, this is what the ECOG looks like. But that literally goes on to your brain. And then you've got these things here. Now, you compare that to what we've seen with the Neuralink. Remember, we watched the video where basically you had the little flap, the kind of flap of the brain comes back and little wires go right in, electrodes literally going into the brain. Now, I suppose Musk could say that that type of technology is brand new compared to the type of one we see here. But it pretty much promises the same thing, does it not? When you compare what we're hearing about there to Elon Musk's recent presentation, not much difference, right? So we'll come over, we'll take a look at Neuralink just to see what they're saying on their website. Breakthrough technology for the team. And they've got watch the update here. And if we take a look at one of the slides, this is the type of thing that he says he's going to be able to help with. Almost everyone has neurological problems over time. So we need a generalized brain device that is reliable and affordable. So you could argue that the one he's making is a universal plug-and-play device, right? Be able to help with all these things like memory loss, hearing, extreme pain. Plus, you'll probably be able to get the add-on apps where you can record memories, literally use your eyeballs as like a video camera. Maybe, I don't know, all the things you can do on your phone, you could probably do on this brain chip. But you compare these things here, maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's the actual, when I say this stuff's been around for a long time, maybe not a one brain chip fits all scenario. Plug and play in the brain. It literally does sound like something out of Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, doesn't it? Doesn't it? And it's funny, I should mention Aldous Huxley and his Brave New World, because call it predictive programming, call it just having your finger on the pulse of modern or popular culture. Maybe the producers are people like us, and they foresee a dire future as predicted in Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, but it's been adapted for UK TV, and I would imagine this will go all the way around the world. Now, this TV show is going to run on Sky TV in the month of October, and it's called, you guessed it, Brave New World. So it says here, when does Brave New World on air, or World air on Sky 1 and Now TV? Who's in the cast? And it's everything you need to know about the upcoming adaptation of Aldous Huxley's revered 1932 dystopian novel. If we come down here, it says, what is Brave New World? Well, the series is set in New London, a future vision of the capital city in which a rigid social order is kept and where the culture is dominated by instant gratification, largely achieved through the frequent use of legal drug soma to solve any and all problems. In this world live Bernard Marx and Lenina Crown, who have never known another life, but who were desperate to experience something different. The pair travel to the Savage Lands, a trek which sees them caught up in an extremely violent uprising, and while they encounter John the Savage, who travels back to New London with them, soon causing disruption to the seemingly perfect society and leading Bernard and Lenina to question everything about their lives and conditioning. Now we're going to watch just a couple of seconds of this this kind of trailer here. It's 40 seconds long. Sky, come on, I'm promoting your show here. We'll watch just a little bit of it so they don't whack me down. They'll probably still try and whack me down, but here we go.
Welcome to New London.
You are an essential part of a perfect social body. Everybody in their place. Everybody happy now.
Everyone belongs to everyone else.
Everyone belongs to everyone else, eh? Nice.
There's no pain there, John. No fear. I want that for you.
A place with no pain, no fear. I can definitely see if that was marketed the right way right now. Many people would probably opt for that, wouldn't you think?
Virus enters a cell. That's how it begins.
You gotta ask yourself, if this place is so perfect, why is it upside down?
We're at the beginning of something necessary.
So yeah, there you go, folks. There you go. That's coming next month here in the UK. Brave New World. I don't know. There's many ways of looking at it. A, it's a very popular book. It's a classic, right? It's been referred to, it's been written about, it's been talked about. People like me, we get shows off the back of this still years later, decades later, nearly 100 years later. So there's that, these things are going to be made into TV shows. There's the predictive programming angle of things. There's maybe, like I said earlier, the directors, they see where we're going. Elon Musk, he says that he sees a very dire future if it keeps going the way it goes, right, with the AI. And he's kind of said our only hope is that Neuralink we talked about. Is that what the end game is there? Maybe he can't come out in one of the first kind of real promos, real kind of press statements and start talking about, you need to take this to avoid being assimilated into a far worse Borg mind, where everyone belongs to everyone else, right? Yeah, every child belongs to the community, all that kind of jazz. Very, very interesting. And again, as a TV show, I get it. It's fiction. It doesn't affect the real world. I know people will say that. So what if I was to tell you back in the real world now, we have had robots deployed by the US military. Yep. Yep. Robots are now guarding a US Air Force base. And it's these creepy dogs from Boston Dynamics. The ones that we warned you about way, way, way back in the day, remember? And Andy's been to Boston Dynamics. Remember he talked about that when he came on the show with us? He says the only real kind of setback he could see with the big Atlas one was the battery life. I wonder how long it's going to be before Atlas is taking its place at the gate of military establishments. Scanning a face, looking at an ID card. I'm telling you folks, we're on this curve. There's no getting away from it. We can poo-poo it. We can sit here and act like Luddites and go, it's here. It's here now. This is the world. We are in the brave new world, literally. And it says here, the Air Force deployed 4-legged robot dogs to defend his perimeters during a recent field test. The robot dogs the Air Force was testing are called Vision 60 and were built by Ghost Robotics. What a name? Ghost Robotics. And they look a little bit like villains in the Metalhead episode of Black Mirror. Just a little bit. So if we come over here, let's have a look at the Ghost Robotics, because this is not Boston Dynamics then. I take it back, Boston Dynamics. Here we are. Robots that feel the world. There's the one that they're talking about. Yep. Just saying. Come back here then. They're designed to conduct remote inspection, surveillance, or mapping missions, as the drive reports, and could be used to patrol perimeters of air bases as well. Strategic partners can build solution-specific, and that's quadrupedal, unmanned ground vehicles for virtually any use case, with their choice of sensors, radios, and even size the robot to suit specific requirements by licensing our designs. Black Mirror, they done obviously the kind of I think everyone's seen that one with the crazy kind of like portrayal of these robot dogs in there. Yeah, the event was intended to stress test the Department of the Air Force's Advanced Battle Management System, ABMS, a sophisticated spit that one out, right? A sophisticated real-time information sharing system. So is that the same as Jade Helm? Remember that Jade Helm exercise where we had the AI controlling the command and control of the military? And all of the kind of the federal kind of police and everything. Remember that? That was a few years ago. I can't remember all the details about it, but I think with Jade Helm 1 and Jade Helm 2, there was a channel called, it was a young lady. She was absolutely brilliant. Try to think what she was called. DJ. I think she was called DJ. And she was breaking down the whole Jade Helm software, all that stuff. So it says future battlefields will be characterized by information saturation. Wow. You know why I say wow? Remember when I was like doing the whole kind of co-host with Anthony Patch? And that's what he used to talk about, remember, all the time. When we would get to a point of like information saturation to where literally it would almost become physical. It would become matter. I know that sounds crazy, right? I know. But if we come back here, might sound crazy, but time, I tell you that, it's always, things he said always come up. Of course, Anthony's still on YouTube. Check out his YouTube channel. He's regularly uploading on there. I sometimes check it out, but it's just time. I just don't have the time. So it says Will Roper, Assistant Secretary of the Air Force for Acquisition, Technology and Logistics, said in a statement, one of the key objectives of this on-ramp was to present a dizzying array of information for participants to synthesize, just like they would see in the real-world operation. So yeah, it says here the quadrupedal dogs are only a relatively small part of the Air Force's much larger ABMS. It's a pretty huge undertaking. Oh, where's Lothar? The Air Force got 3.3. They love their numbers, right? 3.3 billion over 5 years to develop the battle management system. Modern warfare demands data and information at the edge, anywhere on Earth. Now, there's two ways of looking at that term, at the edge. Okay? Because there's something out there called edge computing. And edge computing is basically all of the really, like, specific type of AI that we get in our phones. When I say specific, it kind of just sorts through all of the data on our phone, and like it learns when we use our phone the most, stuff like that, right? Well, it also optimizes all of our personal data that's been siphoned off by all of the apps that we give permission to, and they call that edge computing. I don't know, maybe it's just me looking too much into words, but They're always very careful what they say, especially in the military and politics, aren't they? Modern warfare demands data and information at the edge, or anywhere on Earth. Set, and then you can go back to Elon Musk and the satellite array, right? So, said Chief of Space Operations John Raymond in a statement. Potential adversaries are investing heavily in these fields. And that's why when you get something like TikTok harvesting people's data, the American government get kind of a little bit off because they're not harvesting it. They want the data, you see? Gives whoever's got that data a clearer picture of the people using it. Simples. And we must exploit new approaches to sustain the advantage. What they're saying there is they need to find new ways of getting data from everywhere. New ways of spying on everything. Every aspect of everything. Not just your life, not just my life, everything. That's why you've got the Internet of Things, all these machines that are feeding back their data. Data that they siphon as people walk past. It's crazy. It's what you would call, literally, a brave new world. We'll be back in just a moment. We'll get into more of this, and then we'll get ready for our main man, Travis Walton, coming on the show today. I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah, enjoy the beats, huh? Huh? You liking that? Oh, yeah. Check out this bad boy, right? If you don't think the future's here, check this out. This was dropped in the Discord earlier on today. Anyone played the game Wipeout? Get ready. Check this. Yep. Now, I don't want to play too much because I don't know the channel. They're huge. They've probably got... I better subscribe to them. Flight Test, they are called. Play a little bit more over here. Look at that thing, man. How cool is that? They already do like drone racing already, right? So now you just scale up and you do something like that. Pretty damn cool. I'll be back in just a second, folks. There you go. Some of your more regular music. For those of you who felt audibly accosted, assaulted by that new music. I like a bit of, rap, bit of drum and bass. So get ready, folks. We're going to be shifting things up. We're going to be doing new stuff. It's KBS Tech Talk today. Tomorrow, who knows? Don't go anywhere. I'm coming back. Don't go. Don't go. Please don't go.
Please don't go. Please.
There we go, there we go. I'll be back in a sec, folks. I will. 30 seconds and counting, you'll have me back. I promise. There we go. And Andy, I know, dude. Look, I say I know. But listen, I get sent so much stuff, bro. You got to appreciate it, man. You wouldn't believe it. And it's not me moaning or complaining. It's fantastic. I went at one stage from having to source everything myself to now it's like I could never cover, if I was to stop Discord right now and stop Facebook and stop Twitter and somebody was to collate all of the information that they've sent to me or people have sent to me, dude, I wouldn't have enough years to get through it all. 10 Kevins couldn't do it, not in this timeline or 9 other timelines. It's cray-cray, dude. It's cray-cray, but it's great. It's great, and that's why I have to thank all of you out there, because many times when I go and look at stories or something comes up, something will be jogged in my memory, and Discord, it's taken on a life of its own. It's fantastic. We've got people that do their own kind of shows in Discord. Sometimes I'll shove the camera on when I'm doing the main show. It's crazy great, right? But in there as well, there's rooms where people can drop links about specific topics, like KBS Tech Talks. And today, that just fitted perfectly with the kind of stuff I was going to get into anyway. So Andy, I appreciate everything you send me, bro. Please, please, please don't think I ignored yours and took somebody else. Don't do that. Don't, or I'm...
Or I'll have to speak to you in this voice. Andy, I didn't mean it.
See, you like that voice. Everyone likes that voice, right? I'm telling you, I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun out there. The world's gone back crap crazy, hasn't it? Hasn't it? And this is our little place where we can come, our little island, our little oasis in the desert of craziness that we find ourselves in 2020. It's Bakerville, as we call it here. So I hope you have fun. I hope you're able to decompress. And it takes your mind off all of the crazy, all of the clownery that's going on out there. And it's a plenty. It's a plenty. And don't forget, tonight, 40 minutes from now, we'll have the other Kev Baker show, where we'll be getting into Mothman, monsters, mysteries, and things that make you go woo. Okay? Or mysteries that make you go woo. Can't even read my own poster. We'll be doing that with Travis Short. Really looking forward to it. Myself and Travis, we get on like a house on fire anyway. So we'll be talking Mothman. Not the...
Excuse me, it's man.
Not that one. Maybe that one will come up as well. I'll get to use that sound clip tonight. But I hope you can join me for that over there. It's going to be good fun. But I want to ask people in the chat room. I want to ask people what they think about this whole... the brain chip thing. Where do you think that's all going, folks? I'm going to turn on some tunes. We'll get our crazy new tune on, right? A bit crazy, that one, isn't it? So where do you think it's all going? Do you think it's all leading towards, like it says, a brave new world type future? Do you think that's almost the natural progression? Do you think that's where we've always been destined to go? It's quite controversial, but I think when I look at the bigger picture, the way we've progressed, it seems almost like the natural progression. Now, is that natural or is it unnatural? Is it coming from a good place or a bad place? What do you think? 1 for good, 2 for bad. This is a bad thing. I want a generalization here. It's for good, it's for bad. 1 for good, 2 for bad. Get it in the chat room, folks. I'm waiting for your 1s and 2s. 1 for good. The Borg, Lewis says, could be. This is what it's going to sound like. That's what the Borg sounds like. I dig that stanky techno. Isn't it great, Leslie? We can just like... See, we can like do all kinds of things. It's crazy, eh? Leo Zagami, great guy, says Cyber Satan. Now that would... Two from Buzzacino, no good. Imagine this, it's no good. It's a resounding 2. 2 for 2. Does anyone think this is a good thing? The brain chip will hook us to the AI. Lewis is a 2. Who else has the keys to your brain? Number 2. It's all the 2s so far. Neil, Dead. Hey, check out that channel, folks. You get some crazy Sky videos. Big up to you, Dead, man. It's horrible calling you that. I'm going to call you GPK. 1 and 2, but mostly 2. I love it. Sam's Quantum. Schrodinger's Sam. She's both a 1 and a 2 at the same time. I love it. Love it. I deserved that. Sam, you deserved a sound effect there. You did. It's Jules is a 2. It would help someone I know, probably me. I need to be chipped in, right? I need to get a bit common sense plugged into me, man. I got a mention from Kev. Imagine this. Hey, we're all equals here. I'm going to call you he, she, because, you know, I'm woke. I like to throw pronouns out there, right?
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
How dare you?
Oh, there they go. So I think we're going to get 2. Blue! Blue! Blue is black, but she's not in blue. So we'll get that sorted. But we're still getting things sorted with. There's comings and goings on the wrench front and all sorts going on. But listen, folks, I need to go and get ready. I know it's not been a particularly long one today. I still think it's been pretty fun, pretty good. I'm not away just yet. In fact, I'll get a little drink of coffee and I'll come back and we'll see what the chat room are saying before I get out of here. Okay? So keep it real out there and let's chill out for just 1 minute and then I'll be back, alright? Don't worry, I won't make you watch that really flickery one for too long. Not too long. Hey, we can have a pronoun party. I am pleased to announce that To Imagine This is all female. Yes, indeedy. She, her, lady, it is. Glad to get to know you just that little bit better, To Imagine. See, we're fun round here. It's different. Hey, To Imagine This. That is my default position on my favourite streams. I watch a lot of live streams. I sometimes have it on in the background. If it's a conversation, you know, sometimes you tune in. These streams go on for hours, some of them. And I rarely participate in the chat room. And it's because, like I've explained before, I get distracted really easily. And some streams I go to, admittedly, it's for the drama. Usually you'll get that in places like, I don't know, the Fango, where else? Citizen Zone. I like hanging out on We've Read the Documents. You know, that's really good information about some of the characters behind the characters that you think you know all about. But yeah, I rarely participate in any of the chat rooms. Not because I don't want to be seen there. It's just that I'm trying to listen or I'll be doing something else. Be maybe playing a bit of gaming. And I am crap at gaming, I've decided. Apart from FIFA, I'm getting really, really bad at gaming. There's that game Fall Guys out right now, and I am going to be playing that at some point. It looks like a game that's made for 5-year-olds. It really does look like a 5-year-old's game, and I think that might be about my level. Maybe. And if not, well, at least we'll get good fun, right? Somebody's loving my hair. Blue Days! Blue, you should have been here a couple of weeks ago. Dave had a really funny hairdo. It was like out to here. Dave was wearing a hat every day, and I hate wearing hats. I swore when I got out of the army, no more berets, no more hats. I'd look funny wearing a beret. I'd look, oh ha ha, Kevin, the French podcaster. Yeah, I won't be wearing a beret anytime soon. I'd have to wear onions with that. I'd maybe have to wipe myself up. And oh, you can't say that nowadays. I was talking about being a mime. Do mimes matter? Mimes do matter. They scare the hell out of me, but mimes matter. Do we have to get rid of the mime? Does that trigger people anymore? Not that that'd be a bad thing. Mimes have always scared me, but you can see with today's kind of crazy things that are going on, maybe the mime's going to be a thing of the past. I can't talk about that right now. I digress. And I'm going to be getting ready to go and get Travis really, really soon. And that's going to be a good one. If you're into your woo, this is going to be good stuff. Travis has worked on the documentary Dark Wings. Get it right, Kev. And he's now got some of that old footage back. He's putting together a new documentary. He's recently been to Point Pleasant as well. And we'll be getting into all of that. We'll be getting into more cryptids, more of the paranormal, the supernatural, all that kind of good stuff. Who knows? Because me and Travis would just naturally get on. So it could go absolutely anywhere and everywhere and then some. Not sure who's on KBS tomorrow night. But I'll definitely be back tomorrow with another pre-show stream. And today it was Tech Talk. Tomorrow we'll go KBS full woo, okay? Full woo tomorrow on the pre-show stream. And we'll be going full woo over on TFR Live in just a half an hour's time. And over on Discord if you're in there. I'm sure somebody will be kind enough to drop the Discord link into the chat room. Okay, stop being lazy, Kev, says Dave. I'll get it right now. I know. I really am not very adept. Is it adept or adapt at using Discord yet? I really ain't. Here we go. Copy that. So I'm going to remove this. It's there for... This is going to self-destruct. And hang on. This message... No, that doesn't work. Oh, hang on. Oh, that one does. This message will self-destruct in 60 seconds. That was a bad one. There you go. So if you want to get into Discord, there's your link there. I'm going to get out of here, folks. I'm going to go and get Travis, and we're going to put together a really, really strong show. Strong because it's going to be full force woo. Join me over on TFR Live half an hour from now. Be there or be square. We're out of here. Oh, but wait. It wouldn't be the end if I didn't say, keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo. Laters.